Hi friends, I hope that you all are doing well. When I was meditating on the energy, the song High Wire by Sinead Harnett was coming through. The song is called High Wire. Maybe something in the lyrics. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Looks like a decision needs to be made, something that we're looking deeply into. Maybe something that's gotten serious enough to want to look into. Something needs to be addressed. Here we go. What choice are we going to make? Okay, so something needs to come to an end. What are we ending? I see you have your sights set on something. What needs to come to an end? Something that you recognize, this isn't helpful, this isn't healthy, this is not encouraging me to evolve, this isn't encouraging me to grow, it's not helping me to do that, it is not aiding me to do that. I actually feel like this is keeping me stuck or stagnant or in a routine or in a pattern that I don't think is helpful to me. Stopping me from reaching goals that I have, things along those lines. Or this like relationship, I don't feel like there are healthy dynamics going on. It's not something that I truly want. Whatever this is for you, it's some sort of cycle that is hindering you in some way. The Two of Swords is different than the other twos because I see the Two of Swords as you already knowing deeply within you what choice needs to be made. You just haven't done it yet. So you already know what needs to be done here. You already know what to do. You already know what your gut is telling you, what your higher self is telling you. It's just about following through with that. So what needs to happen? What choice is this that needs to be made? Maybe that was just the push that you needed to recognize that you already know. You already know what to do. The Ace of Swords speaks about having a moment where whatever veil that had been down before is now pierced through, and so you can see out on the other side of this. This is a moment of clarity. This is a breakthrough that you are having mentally. So this is exactly what one would hope to see, because being in the Two of Swords can feel like a fogginess. Like, I feel crossed. Which way do I go? This way, that way. I can't see enough to be able to make this choice here. And then the Ace of Swords is the clarity of this is what needs to be done. This is the choice that needs to be made. This is the decision. It seems too like the more grounded you are, the more clear that becomes to you as well. When you're in a space of making choices through responding to your situations rather than reacting to them. Even something psychologically that you've been moving through. Because it seems like truth, light awareness is being brought to what had been hidden, what had been subconscious emotionally for you, what had not been so very clear. You're looking at Pisces. There's a sense of you having not felt that a situation was balanced. You could have felt like something was coming up short, where you'd be like, okay, if I put in this amount of effort or this amount of energy or whatever this was for you, you expected to get like some sort of like exchange from this. That was not happening. So it's like, okay, if I commit to you in this way and I show up in this way, like I would hope that you would also show up too. Whatever was going on, something was happening where you weren't feeling valued. You were not feeling valued. If in whatever way that this was that you had been participating, there was a lack of feeling valued. And because of this move you're making, now this changes, and now you feel happy about something. You will be feeling happier about this. I'm seeing the change be into the Ten of Cups here. And this is feeling even like something becomes emotionally ideal. The feeling that one enjoys holding on to. Even excited about an opportunity that's becoming available for you. You may have not been prioritizing your emotional well-being before either, or maybe even just the things that you want or the things that you feel you needed emotionally. Maybe it was something you were putting on the back burner. Like you could have been thinking about, okay, I have to make sure that like my money is right in this situation, that like that thing is okay over there, this about like where I'm living and where I'm staying, who I'm connecting with, like my reputation at work, all of these things that are more tangible, and not thinking about like mentally, emotionally, energetically. What about those things too? How are we thinking about that? And this seems like a moment where, because you hadn't been feeling valued, now that you're thinking about this, oh, like I really wasn't feeling valued. I was feeling undervalued. Something was out of balance. And because of that, none of this other stuff really feels like it matters as much to me anymore. So there's a change when it comes to your priorities. I'm seeing 2 3s here. 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, making progress with an active collaboration. I'm seeing this be more so between you and your intuition than anything. An active collaboration between your intuition, your feelings, the messages that you get that are more subtle, the internal messages that you receive. And now you feel connected. It seems like this sorts something out that had maybe been being dismissed before. Thinking about what's ideal to you when it comes to the Ace of Cups. Stability, connection, the feeling function. Covering your bases. Yeah, something clicks and it makes sense to you. It even feels like you realizing, oh, this thing had been missing. Like I completely forgot to tend to that or to take care of that or to think about that. And then it seems like everything kind of clicks into place because of this for you. It seems like this also like completes the whole process of you showing up for yourself properly. This may have been like the last thing that needed to be done. Wow. We have 3 out of the 4 aces here. We have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. You're moving into a new cycle, a new chapter, and I'm seeing one that feels amazing and fantastic and happy and beautiful and uplifting. Something looks very sunny to me here, especially like mentally, energetically for you. I'm seeing you in a space that it feels very, very good to be in this space. I'm also seeing this is something that you worked on because of changes that you decided to make. So this isn't just a place that you happen to find yourself within. This is something that is connected with all of the things that you have done in the past leading up to this point, all of the brave choices that you've made to like work on yourself and to develop and to evolve and to show up for you in all of the ways that you do and all the ways that you have. There also could have been something that you had been turning down, and this can be like not engaging in a particular area of your life that you had access to because you felt like other things needed to be addressed or focused on or prioritized before. It looks like you needed to get something right, and now there is a change that happens that kind of allows things to fall into place, maybe in a way where it hadn't been feeling like that necessarily. You could have also been focusing so much on one area of your life that you were neglecting something else. There's something that was happening before where there was some sort of imbalance. To have the Page of Swords come out upside down, this can be like fixating on something to the point where we're neglecting the other things and really like losing focus of everything else except this one thing. And I saw it land on the Ace of Cups, so this can be like obsessing over like love, connections, who's bringing what into our lives. It can be like new love, new situations, all of that, and maybe neglecting. You could have been looking for this like everywhere outside of yourself and not connecting with it internally with yourself, especially too to have the moon here with the Cancer energy. Thinking about like the I see, thinking about you when you're alone. How are you showing up for yourself? How are you connecting with yourself? So whatever this was where you had been very focused on this one thing, it looks like whatever needed to happen, there is like the zooming out now that has taken place. I'm also seeing you be in a space too where like when you get very curious about something, you kind of like get on the trail and like stay on that, and you may in a way sort of forget about other things that are going on just because you get very fixated on what this is. It reminds me of like going down a rabbit hole with something, just because like your mind works like that. I'm seeing like strong faculties when it comes to your air energy, and so it may be something that you kind of get lost within, and I'm seeing this pulling back that's happening. Could have also found what it was that you needed and were able to reintegrate. Speaking of grounding, something needed to be grounded. I'm seeing it be like you could have been getting really lost in your head or lost in the mental process of something, and emotionally something needed to be grounded. You needed to be pulled back, needed to be anchored in order to integrate something, in order to synthesize it. And it seems like it's related to what it is that you're learning and also what it is that you're doing with that. I will say this too. This can also be getting lost in like gifts and abilities and stuff like that. Like, what am I meant to do with this? What is this that I have? All of those things. Where there's like an obsession with trying to find out, like, what is this that I can tap into? Like, what is my potential? Rather than allowing things to unfold naturally. The thing is that there's not so much of an issue with like researching and being curious, but it's like when you're obsessing over that and neglecting other things that need to be focused on, it becomes something that is impeding upon your flow. It's like getting stuck. I'm seeing a rock that sticks out of a stream, and I'm seeing like this be the place that you had been getting stuck before. And rather than like going along with the rest of the stream, it's like you were so fixated on this rock in there that was absolutely part of your path. It is part of your path. It's part of the whole thing. But it was something where you kind of pulled yourself out from being in flow with everything to look more deeply into what this is and be like, I want to figure it all out. The thing is that, like, you don't know everything about this. You don't know everything about what this Ace of Cups is for you. And I think until you got to that point where you were like, if I were meant to know, I would know. My guides would tell me, I would, like, get the message. I would have an understanding of this. I would know that I knew. It seemed like this is about recognizing and knowing, like, hey, this is something that is meant to be hidden in the way that it is until it is revealed to me, and I know that when I'm meant to know things, those things will be revealed to me as well. And I'm also seeing there be recognition as well of you having like gone out there, like sending your energy out to whatever this was, and then feeling like you did what needed to be done, or like you learned or understood what needed to be learned or understood, and then you came back and you grounded yourself. And I'm seeing you like looking within and seeing this whole trail of events that's happened. Even reflecting on all of this, reflecting on the lesson, reflecting on this completion for you. The circle and the cycle closing. This showed you where you had been lacking in some way too. And when I say lacking, more specifically, what's coming through is you not trusting something, you not having faith in the way that things were working out, or like not trusting in spirit, not trusting in the process. And that's what this showed you. Coming from a space of shadow, ego. Wow. What an interesting trip you've been on. Okay, so I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made. I'm seeing you making progress with this when it comes to like learning the information that you needed to learn, and I'm seeing you like whatever this was that you were hoping to learn, to see, to understand, whatever that epiphany is or that information, I'm seeing it be here. Okay? So I'm seeing you very clearly understand. Very, very clearly understand. There's nothing that you need to understand that you don't understand here, is what I'm seeing. Like, you got everything that you came here for. I'm seeing a collaboration. I'm seeing there be, like, success, victory, and overcoming the obstacle, especially when it comes to this thing that was, like, hidden, this thing that was unrevealed, this thing that there's still more to know and to learn and to understand about it. And I'm seeing you be in a place where You are sitting and grounding rather than taking the opportunity to get more lost in the fogginess. I'm seeing you level something out and even are focusing on what it is that you do have. Because you could have been in a space too, especially when it comes to information. It's like, I want more and more and more. It's just like endless. We have such an immense capacity. And you could have been just like turning over all of these rocks trying to figure something out. And then you get to a point where it's like, look at this whole library of stuff that I have, and everything that I need, everything that I'm meant to have is going to be in here for me. It's all accessible to me. And if anything is not accessible to me, it's because it's not meant to be accessible to me. And I'm seeing you reflecting, and I'm seeing you looking. Finding the common ground, the integration between your Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Swords energy. There needed to be a mutual reception that possibly hadn't been there. It's like balancing these two worlds when it comes to the physical and what you're doing and how you are like physically marking things within the world, and then like the intellectual mark that you are making as well, and where you're allowing your mind to go, where you're walking it, where you're letting it off the leash, and all of that, and these two parts of yourself that you are integrating. And allowing for a change. Something needed to also be done in a new way or in a different way. And it seemed like until that happened, or unless that happened, you could have been in a space where it was like, I feel like I keep reaching for something and that it's like constantly just out of reach. I can't actually grab hold of it. I'm looking at Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo, the sun. But now you get the message. It seems like in order for you to get the message, in order for you to receive what needed to be received, what you needed to do was get to a grounded space. Because until you were anchored, it seems like something would have just been like going over your head. Even though it was all there for you, it was like something that maybe you weren't able to process properly. But now I'm seeing that like you were able to come out on the other side of this. I'm seeing this be like done, like you did whatever this was that needed to be done. It was just something that like wasn't easy for you, especially because of all the pressure that you may have been putting on yourself too. Like, I have to be this way, or I have to be that way, or like this is my responsibility. I'm seeing you take your responsibilities very seriously. And like, again, you may have been putting like pressure on yourself that like spirit was not putting on you, but you may have felt like, I don't know, there was something that you were doing that's associated with like how you perceive yourself, in particular like roles that you play and also responsibilities that you have. But it seems like this too even allows you to feel more confident Maybe this also gave you a bit of a boost. I'm seeing this be something that you've finished now. To be starting this spread with the world, that means like you have closed out that cycle, and now you are opening a new chapter. Like you have completed that last cycle. It's not just closed out, it is completed. So that means it's something that you don't have to repeat again. You passed. It seems like it was also about something that wasn't suiting you and needing to make the choice to move. Even if you spent a long time doing something or trying to figure out, if it's not like bringing you, if it's not sparking joy anymore, it's not meant to be continuing. Because for some of you, what was happening before is that like you may have put a lot of energy into building something. It can be a relationship, a foundation, a job, whatever this was that you were doing. You could have looked at it at some point in time and been like, this is part of my legacy, or this is part of my like big future, something like that, but it wasn't bringing you joy anymore. It was something even that you could just leave it as it was and continue moving. Even something that had been completed. But you had to get to the point where you were ready to close the chapter. And it seems like when it comes to you searching for this thing that you may have transitioned away from something else, give it time. And keep making the wisest moves possible. Like really thinking about what it is that you're doing. I'm seeing like you made some sort of like leap or jump, or you crossed something that you're like actually on the other side, but it's about like finding that thing now that you're out on the other side. It's like protecting what this is that you've been manifesting and remembering. Like I'm seeing somebody that has stuff in their garden, and rather than just having like no fencing around it, you know how when you plant when you have certain plants in a garden, how they're like different animals that will come and they'll eat it. I'm seeing you needing to put a barrier around these seeds that you've planted, these manifestations of yours. I'm seeing them be connected with a particular direction that you're moving in. Something that it's not brand new, it's something that you've committed to, and it's something that you've been walking in the direction of, and it's something that it seems you are going to continue doing this. And this is something that you feel quite satisfied doing currently. You feel connected with it. There may be something that you believe in that is being challenged in some way at times as well. So 29 on the time. Something that you feel even you have to stand up for or make an announcement about. Like someone may ask you why you planted those particular seeds within your garden, and it may be something that you are kind of standing in front of and protecting. So that chapter that you just completed, it seems like it's helping you send some very, very particular message about what's unfolding and about a sense of purpose. I'm seeing something where it's like protecting a throne. protecting, defending a throne. That's interesting, because I don't normally get that with the Emperor, but it seems like I'm seeing something kind of separated, like being very protected, and it's about a message connected with this thing that is protected, with this like throne or legacy or whatever this is, that this feels like I'm getting the word institution, but I'm not seeing it be in like the common sense of an institution. I'm hearing thread bearing with the Emperor. I'm getting something about a castle now, and this can be figuratively too. But it feels like it's connected with a deeper sense of purpose, of like what one is doing, but I'm seeing one be connected with many. I'm not seeing this be necessarily one particular person, even though like everyone has a specific job connected within this. It seems like it's a message about like what is unfolding in a grander sense that like the individual is doing, and also about like some collective that is connected with this as well, this same thing, even though like people may have different ways of adding to what this is. Standing in a space to keep it like connected with truly what it's meant to be connected with, rather than yeah, I'm being shown right now like a fishing net that's cast out into the water, and like it can collect garbage and it can also collect fish, and something needs to be sorted out to make sure all the trash is thrown away and just the fish stay within this. It's like keeping the concentrated like even purpose of what this is, and casting out the rest of it, not holding on to it, because it's just gonna weigh everything down. Interesting. Yeah, something that was not helping the program is what I'm hearing. It needed to be put to rest. I'm seeing something really significant come from this as well. This seems like a big accomplishment. Even something that was meant to, I'm hearing, be passed down the line. This is taking an unexpected turn. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.